There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed, with a word she can get what she came. And she's buying a stairway here. There's a sign on the wall, but she wants to be sure, 'cause you know sometimes words have two meanings. In a tree by the brook, there's a songbird who sings. Sometimes all of our thoughts are misgiven. case you don't know, the piper's calling you to join him. Dear lady, can you hear the wind blow? And did you know your stairway lies on the whispering wind?
Jiffy Lube your first summer vacation stop today and every 3,000 miles, because there's never a good time to break down.
The Mass Pike at 2 a.m. in Stockbridge.
Now through July 18th, get a certificate for a free cellular phone. Just purchase Jiffy Lube's complete 14-point service and redeem the coupon in your local newspaper.
When your kids play outside, the sun can really beat down. Harmful ultraviolet rays zero right in. That's why you need Sundown Sunscreen from Johnson & Johnson. With Sundown, your kids can enjoy the sun and you can rest easy. Only Sundown has a newly patented microfine formula for dual action protection. This exclusive Sundown formula covers the skin, closing even small gaps for more thorough protection. The extra thorough coverage means Sundown absorbs and reflects harmful ultraviolet rays. That's the Sundown dual action protection. And Sundown is the only sunscreen that has earned the seal of acceptance from the Alliance of Children's Hospitals Incorporated. So now your kids can enjoy the sun and you can rest easy. With Sundown Sunscreen from Johnson & Johnson, a name you can trust.
Available at CVS, Walgreens, Bradley's.
Again, more than ever before, more majestic, more awe-inspiring.
Ready?
The tall ships are coming to Boston July 11th through the 16th. And when the greatest flotilla of tall ships ever sails into Boston Harbor, it'll be a once-in-a-lifetime photo opportunity. So be sure to give it your best shot. And that means true, sharp Kodak film and Kodak single-use fun-saver cameras. No other film will capture all the colors of the tall ships better than Kodak Gold and Kodak Ektar film. And Kodak Fun-Saver cameras come loaded with Kodacolor Gold film for great pictures in a snap. The Fun-Saver Panoramic 35 gives you gorgeous wide-angle prints so you can catch the whole fleet. And the new Telephoto 35 lets you get close from far away.
Fire!
Kodak. True colors, more colors.
Avoid masked confusion. Get a free Kodak guide on how to capture the tall ships at Hunt Drug. And while you're there, look for great prices on Kodak Gold Film and Kodak Fun Saver cameras.
And now, Hooked on Phonics joins forces with SRA Reading Laboratories, used by an estimated 60 million people around the world. Dr. Don Parker has adapted his SRA program, which teaches reading and comprehension for home study use. So now, with Hooked on Phonics, you'll learn to read. And with SRA Reading Power, you'll read to learn. For information, call 1-800-ABCDEFG.
Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, when you need the latest news, weather, and information, depend on New England's news and information station, WBZ AM 1030.
Good afternoon. It's 2:30 and the Boston temperature 71. I'm Diane Stern, WBZ News. On Capitol Hill, a House subcommittee has produced a bill to end the railroad shutdown and force a rail agreement within 50 days.
Hi, this is Joe Garvey, philosopher, beer drinker. I'm sure you've heard it said, you can't judge a book by its cover. But let me vouch for the fact that in at least one case, you actually can judge a beer by its bottle. That, of course, would be the Rolling Rock Long Neck, with its classic curves, the way it fits the contours of the hand, its distinctively hued emerald green glass, the painted label, virtually unchanged over the past 53 years, the inscribed tribute to the beer drinker. Last but not least, that mysterious 33, the only number that I know of that's inspired a cult of personality. Yes, there are older bottles, and I guess more exotic ones. But in all of beerdom, I've never found another vessel quite like it. So you have to figure, if they put this much into the bottle, then the beer must really be something, too. It is. Rolling Rock beer. Same as it ever was. Latrobe Brewing Company, Latrobe, Pennsylvania.
WZLX, Boston's classic rocker. You gonna be nice? She's got a puss. She's got one of those pusses. She's copping an attitude here on me. What's your name? No, she refuses to talk. But Linda, right? Linda and Sharon? So I'm sitting here with an attitude, right? Oh, yeah. We got into a fight about the Beatles. How about Bungalow Bill? That's a good one. Should we do that one? How, Bungalow Bill, who'd you kill? Yeah? It's Boston's classic rocker. It's 100.7 WZLX.
Strawberry's music delivers the hits at prices you can't afford to miss. Now on sale, every artist, title, CD, cassette, and video from Sony Music. Look for the red and yellow Sure Shot sticker on thousands of Sony sale items. Score big savings on all Sony nice price CDs and cassettes. Now just $7.99 compact disc and $4.99 cassette. Strawberries delivers the hits with Sure Shot savings on the Allman Brothers. An Evening with the Allman Brothers, recorded live at the Orpheum Theater. Just $11.99 CD and $7.99 cassette. Don't miss the savings on Firehouse, Hold Your Fire. Just $11.99 CD and $7.99 cassette. Save now at Strawberries on every CD, cassette, and video from Sony Music. All Sony Best Value Classics, just $9.99 CD and $5.99 cassette. Choose from the Rolling Stones, Pink Floyd, Stevie Ray Vaughan, and much more. Thousands of titles on sale throughout the store. Sure Shot savings you can't afford to miss. Now through July 16th at Strawberries, Music, Movies, and more.
Helen Martinson, master's degree in economics.
Helen's success is more than academics. Her success is personal. 3 years ago, her social drinking had gotten out of hand. She tried to run away from the truth, but alcohol was running her life. Finally, she called the 1-800-ALCOHOL helpline. Helen was admitted to the outpatient program at AdCare Hospital. The individual attention and counseling she received helped her to put her life back together. Now she's in AdCare's aftercare program to help her continue her successful recovery.
AdCare Hospital also provides inpatient, day treatment, individual and family counseling programs. We even have a special program to help pregnant women whose babies will be born with drug addictions or fetal alcohol syndrome.
If you or someone you love has a problem with drugs or alcohol, call AdCare Hospital at 1-800-ALCOHOL. That's 1-800-ALCOHOL.
Bradley J. here. I have a drinking problem. Can't find any alcohol. No, it's WBCN Boston, and I think we're going to hook up Kelly, who seemed really hot and totally ready to go, and this guy Mike, who was kind of funny. You heard him on the radio. I think they're going to actually come by here and meet for the first time. OTA on the air here at WBCN. Oh, my God.
This is the sound of someone brushing with new Colgate Baking Soda Toothpaste for the first time. And loving it. Testing shows that Colgate Baking Soda Toothpaste is better tasting than the leading baking soda paste. Colgate has natural mint flavor and extra fine baking soda, so it's not too gritty, and fluoride for healthy white teeth. Taste the new baking soda toothpaste from Colgate, the world's leading toothpaste.
You'll find new Colgate Baking Soda Toothpaste available at all Star Markets. While you're at Star Market, be sure to pick up a copy of our weekly circular for great prices on items you use every day. Watch for our bonus buy specials, unadvertised reduced prices throughout the store. And don't forget, Star Market doubles your manufacturer coupons. For the best weekly values, shop at Star Market.
Hi, WZLX.
Hi, you taking,
Requests?
Requests, yeah?
Yes, I am. For Pink Floyd only.
Okay, can you play Mother for me?
Yes, I'll play Mama for you.
Very good.
Who's this?
This is Rick.
Rick, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Mother, do you think they'll drop the bomb? Mother, do you think they'll like this?
Right after 6, and I wake up, and she's laying next to me.
Tonight at 10, make the real world part of your world, only on MTV.
You hear that? There's a lot of people out there in those stands today. A lot of people who came to see you. A lot of people who probably bet some money on you. And you know why they're here? Because they want action. They want excitement. They want to see the sport the way it should be played. Are you going to let them down? No. Because you're winners. You're the best. I've watched you since you were young pups. I see that look in your eyes. I know you're hungry. I know you want it. I know you're going to go out there and give it everything you've got. So let's do it. Go out there and show them you mean business. Go out there and show them. Show them you're a bunch of animals. Are you ready? Let me hear you.
Come to Ringham Totten Greyhound Park for action that no human can touch.
Don't miss the $50,000 All-American Greyhound Triathlon on Saturday night, July 4th. Take Route 138 to Raynham, Massachusetts.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. In a world of imitations, who wants a copycat? Give an original consideration. Miller Lite, it's it, and that's that. Open your eyes and look around. It's the beer all over town. Now get your coat and grab your hat, 'cause we're gonna go to where it's at. Where it's at. Miller Lite, it's it, and that's that. Come on, Boston. When you want the great beer that's less filling, you ask for Miller Lite. It's everything you want a beer to be. Nothing like the real McCoy to make all the others seem flat. If you're interested in one of a kind, I'll show you where one's at. Miller Lite, it's it, and that's that. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Said I'd show you. Miller Lite, it's it, and that's that.
It's Listener's Choice Thursday.
The Rolling Stones, Zeppelin, Pink Floyd,
Featuring 100.7 minutes of music from your favorite classic rockers. Exclusively at 100.7 WZLX Boston.
Love hurts. Love scars. Love wounds. And mars any heart. Not tough or strong enough to take a lot of pain. Take a lot of pain.
have to find a new mechanic, a new dry cleaner, a new doctor. As a registered nurse at Ask a Nurse, I can make finding the right doctor easier.
Common sense healthcare answers from the registered nurses at Ask a Nurse.
Last week, a couple new in town called me because the husband had a nagging cough and they didn't have a doctor yet. First, I asked about his symptoms. No fever, no chest pain, no respiratory distress. Good, because they could all indicate something more serious. Then I suggested steps to ease his discomfort and recommended a doctor to see if he didn't feel better in 3 or 4 days, or if additional symptoms developed.
This has been 60 seconds of healthcare information brought to you by the nurses at Ask a Nurse. If you have a healthcare question or you need help finding a doctor, call us anytime, day or night. It's free and it's confidential.
Just knowing there's someone who can help makes you feel a little more at home.
Ask a Nurse, the 24-hour answer to your healthcare questions. Call them anytime at 1-800-544-2424.
Fasten your lap strap for this. With a $3 trillion national debt, increasing by $1 billion a day, the House half of our Congress has passed another $13.8 billion for foreign aid. The AIDS Commission says our government's not spending enough money fighting AIDS. Health Secretary Sullivan responds that the United States government has already spent more on AIDS than on any other infectious disease. Oh, hey, there's a new tabloid at supermarket checkout counters in Fairfax, Virginia, screaming red headlines, grainy photographs of known killers, and it's free. Help yourself. It is published by police to circulate the pictures of fugitive murderers, and they've already thus caught 5. A public television station, WNET, Channel 13, hired a professional fundraising organization to help them raise money. They hired Factor Fox and Associates out of Los Angeles. Now the New York Post discovers that the professional fundraisers kept more than 80 cents out of every dollar they raised. In 1990, when they raised $2.8 million, Factor Fox kept $2.3 million of it. Astronaut John Creighton, 2-time shuttle commander, leaving NASA to be a test pilot for Boeing. Good movies can be good box office. A current movie that'll have you applauding and laughing without blushing is Sister Act. Outside Paris, France, militant farmers, blaming Americans for their problems, are blockading the roads to Euro Disneyland. Thousands of tourists trapped in their cars. To be honored today by the Illinois State Bar, Fred Rogers of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood for his lifetime commitment to helping children. Ducharme Carter, days after being crowned Miss Oklahoma, has had a lump removed from her breast. Appears benign. She will still compete for Miss America. The NCDC, by the way, says the mammogram is effective, that mammogram screening for breast cancer has reduced death rates from that cause by more than 1/3. Philadelphia, your Eagles football star defensive lineman Jerome Brown has been killed in a car crash in Florida. Austin Texans prepare to welcome today the Great American Racers with 5 winners in 5 days. This is the greatest ever slugfest in old car racing. And the National Marbles Championship for girls, Wildwood, New Jersey, and the winner is Tressler, 14, Middletown, Maryland. Boys champion this year was Wesley Thompson, 14, Standing Stone, Tennessee. Now page 4, Larry Trish, Lake Charles, Louisiana. Thank you for that delightful letter. You are very nice to take the time to write. You say you bought a Bose acoustic wave system because you'd heard Paul Harvey recommends only things that he uses, and I appreciate that. And you bought the Magic Music Box for your wife's birthday, and her first comment was, do you mind if I quote it? So beautiful, I'm trembling all over. Wow. But I felt the same way the first time I heard the Bose. And, Larry, you say that when you invited your Sarah Drive neighbor over, he plays in 3 different symphony orchestras. And he, this symphony performer, said, quote, no distortion whatever, reflective sound. Now, he said, you are hearing sound as I hear it on the stage. And, Larry, this is partly personal, but you must hear a Perry Como album on the Bose acoustic wave. Now, you can order a Bose Magic Music Box for yourself or for someone you love by telephone direct from the Bose Laboratories. You dial 1-800, it's a free number, 1-800, and then 282-BOSE. 282-BOSE. Actor Lloyd Bridges felt poorly yesterday, hospitalized while they check out his heart. In sick bay, entertainer Ben Vereen. 2 weeks after being hit by a truck, he is still hospitalized and still in intensive care. Obituaries include Britain's leading modernist architect, Sir James Stirling, and Lucille MacDonald, who authored 34 books on the great American Northwest. Now for what it's worth. First-time political candidate in Lapeer County, Michigan. First-time political candidate stopped by the local health care center for senior citizens, seeking votes. He was visiting the bedside of an elderly man. The candidate, who had skipped lunch, helped himself to peanuts in a bedside bowl. As he finally rose to leave, the candidate told the elderly patient, "I should apologize for eating most of your peanuts." And the old gentleman replied, no matter. No matter, he said, since I lost my teeth, I just sucked the chocolate off of them anyway. Paul Harvey. Good day. I will be back this afternoon at 5:54 with the rest of the story here on WBZ Radio 1030.
Stomach flu. I'm had diaper rash.
Kimberly Vukas of Dyer, Indiana, is telling us about new Baby Gold Bond medicated powder.
Baby Gold Bond medicated powder. After about a day of using it, it made a big difference.
New Baby Gold Bond relieves baby's red, irritated skin and protects against diaper rash and chafing.
It was much better than anything I tried. And if he's happy, then we're all happy. Baby Gold Bond is great, and we'll keep using it.
Try new Baby Gold Bond medicated powder at drugstores and supermarkets everywhere. Use only as directed.
WRKO time now is 12:28, 28 minutes after 12 o'clock. Have you tried Lorraine Cheese? Well, if you haven't, you should. It's very good cheese. You may remember my talking about Lorraine Cheese some years ago when we talked about those great steak subs my sister Margaret made. We discovered Lorraine Cheese many years ago when I lived in Florida. It quickly became a favorite of the Burns family. It's a mild, delicious cheese. It's not a cheddar. It's not a provolone or American or any other kind of cheese. Might be slightly reminiscent of Swiss cheese, but it is absolutely delicious and very good for you, too. And Lorraine Cheese is perfect on Margaret's steak subs. I don't know why. We've tried other cheeses. We just don't like the taste as well as we like the taste of Lorraine Cheese. So get Lorraine Cheese for all of your cold sandwiches, and if you want to make up some of those superb steak subs that Margaret makes, Lorraine Cheese is a perfect part of the mix. Lorraine brings new meaning to sandwiches, whatever your idea of a great sandwich is. And the only place you'll find Lorraine Cheese is in your supermarket deli, probably right next to where you've been buying meat for your sandwiches. Lorraine Cheese, run to the store and get some. If the store doesn't have Lorraine Cheese, tell them to get it. Get it quickly before you get another store. Lorraine Cheese, a great sandwich cheese. 266-6868, the two-way talk telephone number. Cambridge, good afternoon. You're on WRKO.
Starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. and goes straight through till midnight. Levitz 14-hour midnight sale. The furniture sale that is so big, Levitz had to extend their hours to midnight. Many new items have just arrived. Still others are one of a kind. Odds and ends, closeouts. But that's not all. Unapproved credit, you need make no down payment and no monthly payments until September 1992. Plus no finance charges if paid in full by the September due date. That's not all. Take advantage of extra bonus dollar savings when you purchase $300 or more. Get to Levitz tomorrow between 10 a.m. and midnight. Because when the clock strikes 12, it's all over.
You'll love it at Levitz.
Finance charges will accrue 18% APR, minimum charge 50 cents. But if paid in full by the September due date, your account will be credited for all finance charges. Offer good June 27th only.
I'm here at the loading dock of Ames, where a convoy of 18-wheelers is unloading tons of merchandise for the Ames truckload sale.
Hey, you in the suit, you're in the way.
Where you'll find stacks of brand-name products at warehouse prices, like these Brawny 3-pack paper towels for only $1.79, and 64-ounce whisk detergent, too, for $6. I can't believe I'm seeing 36 6-pack Charmin bath tissue for just $7.99.
I said move it, buddy.
These 5-pound twin packs of Jif peanut butter are only $6.69. And Pepsi 2-liter bottles for just 88 cents. Wow! Limit 4, though.
Watch it!
Sorry. You'll also save 25 to 40% on men's and ladies' clothing and 30% off all furniture, every grill, all beach towels and patio furniture. And take $15 off all bikes 16 inches and up.
Get those staples out of the way.
Almost done. Plus, 20% off every fan, all vacuum cleaners, and all Coleman equipment. The Ames truckload sale. It's incredible, but it ends Saturday, so you better hurry.
Oh, buddy, you better hurry before I take this mic.
Clothing discount off original price.
All right. Excuse me. All right. We've got the winning number for you here in the VBF Great American Dream Catalog. The winning number for the F line, 451-8363. 451-8363. I used to have a girlfriend with that phone number. 451-8363. I ought to call her. F-line. And I'll repeat that again for you, but want to remind you about other winning numbers that are coming up later on today. At 4:40 this afternoon, Tommy Doyle will offer you something from the V-line, anything you'd like. And then after 8, Jim Sands at 8:40. We'll have another winning number for you. Mark Harney of Tewksbury won a $3,000 Jordan's Furniture shopping spree with the VBF Great American Dream Catalog, and you could have a Jordan's shopping spree or anything else you like from the F-line with this winning number, 451-8363. That's 451-8363 for the F-line. I'm going to go call it right now. Boston 105 presents another VBF $1 Million Great American Dream Catalog winner.
Joe McMahon here.
Where are you calling us from?
West Roxbury.
What do you want to pick?
The Hanover Mall shopping spree.
All right. Listen up, Joe.
Well, congratulations. You know, you have 100 stores in the Hanover Mall. You get to go in there, shop around, check out what you like. You've got $1,000 to spend. It's all yours from Boston 105. All right.
That's great. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Boston 105. Time now is 12:45, and here is WBZ's Steve Crowley with today's Money Report.
Most of us take for granted the cost of managing our money. Well, take a minute and I'll show you how to save a buck on banking in today's Money Pro Report. No doubt about it, ATMs are an easy way to do our banking, but they can also be expensive. Our bank usually doesn't charge us if we withdraw money or check our balance using one of its machines. But if we draw our money out of a rival bank's ATM, we could get hit with charges. The secret here is to try to plan ahead. Get your cash for the whole week during regular banking hours and resist trips to the money machine. You'll not only save in fees, but you'll probably take less money out. Then, do you write a lot of checks? Well, you might be able to save by ordering checks from a discount printer. Discounters' checks are usually just as good as ones from the bank, but it's smart to find out if they guarantee the quality of their work. And be sure your bank accepts these discount checks. Most do, but be sure to check. Making your money work harder for you with a WBZ Radio Money Report. I'm Steve Crowley.
WBZ Midday, an in-depth look at today's news stories and newsmakers on New England's news and information station, WBZ Boston.
Good afternoon. It's 1 o'clock. Boston temperature 86. WBZ AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Merko says sunny skies today with a high in the mid to upper 80s. Tonight, clear skies 58 to 65. And tomorrow, a mix of clouds and sun. It's going to be a bit more humid tomorrow with a high of 86.
All ships are coming. As majestic a sight as you will ever see. And the only way to view this once-in-a-lifetime spectacle is on board a tall ship tour. We've planned a week-long series of harbor cruises designed to give you an up-close and personal view of these magnificent sailing vessels. Every detail of your tall ship's tour is planned to give you a maximum view and value. From the fireworks extravaganza to evening concert tours to the Grand Regatta, this is an event that only happens once in a lifetime. Come aboard Tall Ship Tours, Mr. Lucky, departing the World Trade Center every 90 minutes. It's the cruise of a lifetime. Call 1-800-TALL-SHIP now and reserve your tickets. 1-800-TALL-SHIP. Extended cruises and group rates available. Call 1-800-TALL-SHIP now. Cruise tours are selling out quickly, and you don't want the tall ships to sail without you. Call 1-800-TALL-SHIP. Visa, MasterCard phone orders accepted.
WBZ AM 1030 welcomes the tall ships to Boston. Sail Boston 1992.
It's 1:45 and time for WBZ's Sail Boston update. We go to Bill Lawrence in the WBZ newsroom.
Okay, thank you, Steve. Some facts and figures. In all, 225 ships participating in Operation Sail. 35 nations have sent flagships to honor the 500th anniversary of the voyage of Columbus to the New World. 26 of those vessels are Class A, which means they're at least 170 feet long. WBZ's Ed Donahue was watching the ships from the north end and listening to the oohs and the ahs from the crowd as the parade of sail passes in review.
One onlooker said it best when he said, "Now that's a boat." Chile's the Esmeralda with captain and crew glided along just a few minutes ago here at the Coast Guard docks here on the north end. The Chilean flags were flying on all four masts, and the crew was spread out from one end to the other. They're heading down to Charlestown now to turn around and head back towards the harbor. A bit of a lull right now as we're waiting for more boats to come on, but more boats are seen in the harbor. Two of the boats that are left over will be docking here at the north end. They should be here within about an hour or so. From the Coast Guard station in the north end, Ed Donahue, WBZ, News Radio 1030.
And during the parade of sail, all commercial and private boats in the harbor are frozen in position. Coast Guard Lieutenant David Doloff says safety is the obvious reason.
Once all of the tall ships are out of the channel, then the Coast Guard will relax the restrictions in the harbor and vessels will be allowed to move. And, of course, that's one of the prime concerns that we have, is that when everybody decides it's time to go home, because we want the vessels all to keep to the right of the channel, to move in generally a counterclockwise way.
And the Coast Guard's deployed 72 boats, some from as far away as New Jersey. At Logan Airport, the FAA has closed 2 runways to keep aircraft away from the ship masts. The best-laid plans of the traffic people did not go astray today. Sail Boston's Amy Goulden says so far, so good.
Speaking with the Boston Transportation Department, and they are delighted. The roads are doing very well. The traffic flow has been managed beautifully, and the MBTA is holding up their end, getting everybody into Boston. So they're very happy that the public did take their advice, take the T, and leave your car at home, and things have been running beautifully.
New England's news and information station, WBZ AM 1030, winner of the National 1991 Edward R. Murrow Award for investigative reporting.
Good afternoon. It is 2:30. The Boston temperature is 80 degrees. WBZ AccuWeather meteorologist Dave Bowers calling for sun, clouds, and breezes this afternoon. A clear night for tonight. Some sunshine for most of Sunday. I'm Lana Jones, WBZ News. Well, this just into the WBZ newsroom. There has been an earthquake in the Los Angeles area. Buildings in downtown L.A. swayed for about 5 seconds just a short time ago. It is not known yet just how big that trembler was or if there was any serious damage. Well, the latest estimates say that 1.5 million people are lining Boston's waterfront today for the Parade of Sail. The last 2 flotillas of tall ships are now on their way into the harbor, marking the 500th anniversary of Columbus' voyage to the Americas. The one issue that could have put a damper on the day was the flap over whether or not people could use Long Island as a viewing site. Hundreds of people just showed up there this morning. The crowd grew to thousands by the afternoon. Quincy Mayor Jim Sheets was among the crowd.
We made arrangements with Ray Flynn to bring folks out to Moon Island, and people got out there in numbers and realized that, yes, they could see the tall ships, but at a distance. They simply weren't satisfied with it.
Police and emergency crews throughout the area report no trouble on this big parade of Sail Day.
Came down the rivers and highways. We came down from forests and falls. We came down from Carson and Springfield. We came down from Phoenix and Thrall.
For 7 years I dwelt in the loose palace of exile, playing strange games with the girls of the island. Now I have come again to the land of the fair and the strong and the wise. Brothers and sisters of the pale forest, children of night, who among you will run with the hunt? Now night arrives with her purple legion. Retire now to your tents and to your dreams. Tomorrow we enter the town of my birth. I want to be ready.
Thank you very much. We're out of time.
$300,000 or $200,000, I don't know. But they help us clarify the issues that the major parties want to make muddy. I don't know if there is a word called mudify in opposition to clarify, but the major parties mudify the issues so that they won't lose you. And one of the questions that I asked Mr. Wassel was in regard to abortion. There is an issue in which they are, in fact, modifying. You cannot believe that abortion is immoral and the murder of a human being and then say, but of course it's okay in the case of rape or incest because the fetus is just as human, whether his father and his mother were brother and sister or whether his father was a rapist. So the minute you get that exemption, you realize that it's a political rather than a philosophical position that is taken. In general, except for the absolute out-and-out anti-abortion zealots who condemn abortion under any circumstance, all the rest are hypocrites. I pay no attention to anybody who says, as George Bush does, of course we oppose abortion except in the case of rape or incest or the health of the mother, because that means basically that the fetus is expendable. If it is politically uncongenial to enough people to permit that fetus to come to term. And that's not a philosophical position, that's a political, and if I may say so, an hypocritical point of view. And in this one, the Populist Party becomes as hypocritical and political as any other, and its ideology is mushed. But in so many other ways, they are very clear about what they mean. All right, we'll talk with Jeff and Walter and Dan and Mike and you in 1 minute.
Right now at Value Right, participating pharmacies are celebrating summer with hundreds of bargains, like this hot buy on Sundown brand sunscreen products. Sundown's 4-ounce moisturizing suntan lotion with SPF 4 is now just $3.29. Or choose Sundown Sunblock with SPF 30+, also just $3.29 this week. Just one more reason you can't go wrong at Value Right. You'll find us in the yellow pages.
I'm WBZ's Dr. Lonnie Carlton. Maybe you haven't had the time to think about it, but how will the rulings handed down this week by the United States Supreme Court affect you personally and the life of your family? If the answer doesn't scare you, it should. Join me this Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to noon, for talking, for listening, for taking a closer look at how the shape of the news shapes your life. That's the Learning Center Live on New England's news and information station, WBZ AM 1030.
Thanks, Doc. Let's go to your calls. Jeff, good evening. You're on BZ.
Hey, thanks. Let me,
Hi there. You want to get on your real phone? It's much nicer this way. Go ahead.
Hey, listen, had you on speaker just waiting all these minutes.
I understand. Those speakers are good to listen to, but they aren't terribly good to talk on.
No, I'll tell you, you're a good show tonight. First time I've called in, and I was thinking about the comments that you were making after the news and listening to the speaker before, and the ideas that were racing through my mind. It was like riding on a roller coaster trying to read billboards as you're going. It's just many things zooming along. But to go back to the caller that I came out of the store and the radio was on and happened to pick it up when they were into a discourse on the semantics of, I think, promoting or promotion.
Yes.
And thinking through it, the problem I think there is twofold. Number one you have to start with a foundation or a principle on which you operate and you base from, and then anything opposed to that or opposite to that obviously is a promotion. But I mean, they got carried off into the semantics of the term and really diluted the real issue. And the fact is, and I agree with your guest as he spoke in many areas. I didn't catch all of it. I later heard about Pat Buchanan. I heard about David Duke, and I supported Buchanan strongly. I voted for Bush. There wasn't a lot of options back then. I voted for him despite some of his background and his history. Voted for him, but if there was an opportunity to vote for Buchanan, I certainly would. I don't think there's a good parallel between Buchanan and Duke. There's so many differences between the two. But in any event, in looking at it in this idea of promotion, I think that just the programs, I mean, somewhere along the way the term came out gay, referring to homosexuals, and if that isn't a promoting concept, I guess I don't understand.
Well, it really isn't. It's to use your term before, and I think quite aptly, it's a semantic matter. The term derived, by the way, and you want to know the origin of it. It's very interesting. In the 18th century, the brothel and prostitute areas used to be referred to as the gay quarters. And from that term, which was used neutrally, that is, both people that liked and people that didn't like the existence of prostitute areas in Europe or in Japan, for that matter, where the term is still referred to as the gay quarters, prostitution was referred to in that term. It filtered in the mid-19th century into homosexual rhetoric as well, and in the early 20th century one began to see, if one reads various articles, occasional references to it filtering over from prostitution, which is one thing, into homosexuality, which is another. It's not promoting or non-promoting, it's simply the way terms go. It's like, why are Negroes now blacks or African Americans? They'll be Negroes again by the 21st century. These terms are simply...
Oh, it's a positive spin.
No, it isn't. It isn't a positive spin. It's simply playing a game of making... In other words, it means nothing. It's just another term. And I think that using that as an example of promotion is stretching it a tad. It's, I don't know, people sort of enforce upon others the notion that a word is now the proper word to use or the correct term to use to get more current even. And when you chop it all down, it all means the same thing, but people insist on it. I would suggest that that's not a very good example of, quote, promotion of anything. Just, it's a dumb term, but it's no less dumb than any other term. They use straight for heterosexuals and gay for homosexuals. What does that mean, you know? Really, we use straight also for people who aren't on drugs, right? But the opposite of people who aren't on drugs isn't gay, it's on drugs, you see. So these terms are confusing on some occasions. And
well, I think that there's a dilution that's going on there, and there was references to the subtle issues such as teaching homosexuality as an alternative lifestyle and as an acceptable lifestyle, and promoting that within the curriculum of grade school education. Without a doubt, again, if we go back to the basis and the foundation and make certain assumptions, one of which is that this nation was founded on Judeo-Christian principles, and yes, religious tolerance was at the forefront of the founding people who were writing the underpinnings of our Constitution, Declaration of Independence, those types of things, but that did not stray from or change the reality that this nation was founded on the basis of Judeo-Christian type principles.
Not really. It was founded basically by...
Oh, I take exception.
Well, pardon me?
No, I take exception.
I obviously you do, but you're wrong. It was founded by people of every persuasion. Slaveholders who believed in the brutalization of people who weren't white, bigot Puritans who believed that Catholics and Jews were beneath contempt, Catholics who believed that Protestants were doomed to hell, etc., etc. In other words, when one romanticizes American history and says it was founded by people who enunciated a Judeo-Christian tradition, well, which one? Christianity and Judaism both tolerated slavery until...
1 for 2.
1 ball count as he faces Viola. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Frank with the pitch. That's a strike. Evens it up 1-1. Fastball in the outside corner. Valera is charged with all 3 of the Red Sox runs. Fry didn't retire anyone. Gave up a hit. There's a pitch down and inside to Tingley. Ball 2, 2-1. 23,127 paid here tonight at Anaheim Stadium under very pleasant weather conditions, although the sun was not out much today and not out much around here at all. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Tingley swings on a changeup, lines it toward left. There's Greenwell, and Mike hauls it in. Tingley hit the daylights out of it. Let's pause quickly for station identification before D. Sarcina steps in. This is the Boston Red Sox Radio Network.
Hi, this is Jerry Williams. Join me weekdays 2 to 6 here on WRKO when the newsmakers talk to and with you on WRKO Boston.
Here's D. Sarcina. The shortstop is struck out, grounded out. He's 0 for